Right, so I'm here with David Rutter, who is executive producer on FIFA 14. Now, you guys have just announced Legends in Ultimate Team. Big news, right? How did you choose who goes into that?
So basically what we tried to do was identify people that, personified a legend. Some of us have different kind of definitions for that. So for myself, when I think of Gary Lineker, I think of him at Leicester City. Whereas most people think about him, say, Barcelona or at Spurs rather than Leicester City. But I've got to get that in because I'm a Leicester City fan. But basically, find people that personify amazing moments in the history of sport. That's what we've done. I've been lucky enough yesterday to meet, obviously, Lothar Matthäus, a World Cup winner, fantastic guy, as well as obviously Ruud Gullit and Freddie Ljungberg being involved in the launch of that. So, players of that kind of calibre.
Obviously, one of the big pushes for the recent FIFA games has been adding sort of individual personality and animations to the players. Is that something that applies to Legends?
So not necessarily animations right now, but it's obviously something that we want to get to for the future, but definitely amongst their abilities on the pitch. So if you think of some of those players, Teddy Sheringham is another legend that we've got in the game, has a very particular style. We're going to be introducing the styles of them. We've also done a great job, I think, of capturing their likenesses from when they were at the height of their abilities.
Talking of height of abilities, presumably these guys are all sort of still alive today at the moment. Is there ever any plan to kind of bring in guys who maybe aren't around anymore? I'm imagining like George Best at the height of his ability.
Sure, so I think what we wanted to do this year was introduce over 40 of the greatest from kind of more contemporary times, but I think what we'll be doing is going back further in time. Obviously, the one exception to that kind of generation is Pelé, who we've put in the game because he's Pelé basically.
And for guys who are actually like super into Ultimate Team and stuff, how are these players going to be distributed?
Sure, so they're going to be introduced into the packs in a kind of semi-random fashion at different times, and then depending on your luck, you may get one or not, and then it's a case of you putting them into your team. I think one of the nice things that Lothar was talking about yesterday is how older players and younger players alike can kind of benefit these, but you could also kind of have a joint team with your kid if you were that way inclined and kind of compete together in Ultimate Team now, building teams that are representative of me growing up as well as one of my kids. So.
Are you doing anything to kind of control the value of like super rare players?
Well, I mean, it's kind of controlled by the community at large and the economy of the system in the game. So basically, when they appear, I think they're going to be very popular, not just because of the fact that they're star players, but also because they're going to be quite good. And put simply, if say a Pelé becomes available and people want to bid on him in the auction market, they're going to, and I think people are going to want them in their team.
It's a free market economy.
Totally.
And one of the big questions I think people are going to ask about these legends is obviously, as Lothar mentioned at the conference yesterday, there's a bit of a difference in kind of fitness levels between old players and things like that. How are you balancing it to make sure that these guys still perform like legends?
Sure, so I mean, we've got an amazing data collection team who actually work here in Cologne. I don't know if you knew that, but they're based here under a guy called Triple M, Michael Müller-Möhring. In association with them and our own footballing knowledge, we try to ensure that we are creating the correct profile for those players and introducing them into the team. So I think if you think about the way that the players operate on the pitch for any of the players, there's not going to be an old player acting as if he's old. We're not keeping their abilities from right now. We're putting them back to their heyday. So I mean, they're going to be good players.
But even then, like levels of fitness now and the speed of the game has increased so much.
Oh, sure, but at the same time, if you're going to think that Pelé's not going to be able to play a decent game of footy because he's, not got the best physio or the best trainer in the world, I think you're crazy.
You've not got any players who are like smoking a pack of Chesterfields at like half time?
Freddie Sheringham is in the game.
Excellent.